Exoshield. In this video, I'm going to talk a little bit more in detail what it is, how much it costs, and is it worth it for you? Let's go. All right, first thing is Exoshield. Think of it this way. Think of it like a screen protector for your windshield. It is a film that is applied to the exterior portion of the windshield that can act as a barrier to resist and prevent rock chips. Obviously, if it's like your phone. If my phone, something happens to it and if I drop it hard enough, I could crack the actual screen. But most of the time, the external screen protector, the tempered glass screen protector that I have on here should do the job of getting it protected, keeping it from getting damage. And that's what this Exoshield does. I'm gonna get really close here so you can see. And that's what it looks like. That's how thick it is. You see the actual windshield, but you see this edge here is the film. Professionally applied, I think on maybe some cars like the Jeep Wrangler, it could be a DIY, but this is obviously I go through professional, or I'd recommend going through professional, just minimizing any chance of bubbles. I did it for both the Tesla Model 3 and the Range Rover Sport. The Range Rover obviously doesn't get driven much on, I think I did one road trip with this already. It does sit up a little bit higher. I think I've had, as far as damages goes, it's got that one nick right there. That's probably a stent of it here. Now you're probably gonna ask yourself, is it worth the cost? Because I haven't really talked about it. The cost to getting this installed is about $600. Yeah, it's a large pill to swallow. But just to give you an idea, when I purchased this Range Rover, it had a chip in the windshield. I had paid for the windshield to get replaced, and I didn't want to pay for another chip windshield replacement. So the cost to get this replaced, just to give you an idea, was around $1,700. All right, that included the cost of the windshield, and also aligning the lane keep assist cameras and everything else, and of course the rain sensor for the rain sensing wipers. So if you have a newer car that uses any type of technology where you have cameras up here, that's going to add into the cost because those things had to be calibrated. Now dealership can do it. Safelite can do it. Safelite did my Range Rover Sport. They have, I think most of these now installers have the equipment to be able to fix these things or realign these cars because it's more common now. I think it's a way for them to stay in business. But this windshield, I may have to get this one replaced soon because this one has taken a beating. This one has already 12,000 miles on it, and this is probably the worst one, the worst hit that has happened to the windshield, and I can't get the camera to focus on it. It's really hard to focus, but it has, I can feel it, a visible edge in here where it actually penetrated through the film. The cool thing about it is once I am ready, I can peel this off, and I don't know the process, but if I get this replaced, I can get a brand new film on here, and it's almost like essentially getting a new windshield once this is at the end of its life. But at least the windshield hasn't got all these little pits and things in here that it just gets annoying, especially when you drive a certain light. So if you're a person who does PPF, you feel like you keep your car long term. For example, here, like I said, this is 13,000 miles of road abuse, and you can see just here, these are some severe hits that I've had, hit the headlights and things. And it's a good thing that the PPF is here to protect the front bumper. Usually on the SUVs, it's not too much of a big deal because they sit up a little bit taller. So most likely you're gonna get some lower stuff here, but when you have a car, the windshield is sort of in line to where the high impact areas are. Most of the time the windshield up here, you're not really getting much. But I think personally, the cost of the Exoshield is worth it if you want to make sure that this windshield doesn't get cracked. Now, this part right here is a little worrisome. I don't know if that's just the installer or just the type of film, because if something hits here, that's a bad place and it could crack. And the Range Rover, the same installer did both, but it looks like it goes closer to the edge. And I don't know, I don't think there's any way to really get it centered. The drawbacks of this film is I feel like it scratches a little easier. I don't know. These are some light scratches here from the wipers. Unfortunately, I have a Tesla, and with the autopilot wipers, you can't turn off the automatic at the time before the update. So unfortunately, when the wipers, it was a dry day and there was some dust on the windshield, and they started going to hyper speed on the dry windshield, and I couldn't get them shut off in time, and it put a couple light scratches on the film. But that's not to say that the same thing would happen on the glass. So, you take that for what it's worth. Also, when you get a car with a windshield replacement, I feel like it's never quite the same as it was with the original windshield. So the money, it adds up a cost, especially when you buy a brand new car. You already pay for a brand new car, and it's like you get the window tint, you get PPF, and the Exoshield. That's just another cost that's added. So I can see why, if you feel like it's not worth it. For me, I know this car is gonna be on the road a lot. I know that this car is just gonna be exposed to a lot. And this is a big glass up here. It's not a matter if it's gonna happen. It's just a matter of when it's gonna happen. So I wanted to do my thing before the windshield had anything, was get this protected on here. And that's what we got. So if you have any other questions, be sure to leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. That's all I have. I can't really demonstrate the product anymore. Oh, there is something when they imply it. They do put ceramic coat on, or most installers should put ceramic coat on here. So it should add a layer of hydrophobic properties on here, which you sort of negates the need for Rain-X or any type of rain repellent to the exterior of the glass. All right, here's a better look at the Exoshield. Just want to see some daylight so you can see just how is the damage. You can see there's little microscopic pits that you see. I run a fingernail on these. Nothing different than your normal windshield, except your windshield is going to be protected, the glass itself. So maybe at some point I'll get this removed and I'll see about getting this. I don't know, some of these paints just got really a lot of damage on here. This one right here, I can really feel. If I can zoom in, let's try again. But overall, if I look at the PPF, you can see, this will be a separate video, never mind. All right, so final word about the Exoshield. I'm gonna say, is it worth the cost? It depends on your driving style, where you drive mostly. If you're driving mostly city roads, you don't see a lot of highway, or you do an occasional highway, I don't think it's worth it. We didn't do it on this car. This is my wife, X3. She rarely sees any highway driving. If it is, it's very minimal. So I don't think the risk, the windshield is pretty much even free of pits and things like that. Obviously the same for the Corvette. We'll never do it because, I don't know what that was. It gets on the, really gets driven, to be honest with you. But the Range Rover is gonna be a road tripper. And since I did the video, I had another instant where rock popped and I heard it hit. It was driving at nighttime and I heard it hit, and I thought, you get that feeling like, where is it? Where's the crack? I know I'm gonna see a little chip, because that stone hit so hard, and I was trying to look for it. And I came home and I saw this happen. So that's just something to think about. So this driving, I know that this car's gonna be more on the highway, and I would just mention how it sits up taller, but I don't know where these rocks come from. The area I live in, the Bay Area, I-80, 680, they're just harbor roads to be on, and you really can't space yourself out from a car. Now people are gonna say, well, you can just don't follow closely. We're so congested that we can't space ourselves out from any, you know, as much as you try, you can't stop someone from cutting in front of you or driving high speed or just the roads, and you be in one travel lane and someone does a kick up rocks. So that's just what happens. So yes, this car is worth it. And this right here is such a big nick. I honestly feel like that could have been potential chip. Who knows? I mean, this windshield it is heated. You can see there's grit lines in here. I wondered if it makes it more susceptible to rock chips. Who knows? But it saved it. I know it did it, because otherwise that would have been a decent chip. But you make a decision. Anyway, thanks for watching.